The life instance you'll experience today is the life of a Mafia heir. You were born in a private clinic in Monterey. Your father booked the entire first floor on the east side of the building. 15 guards secured every entrance. The doctor who brought you into this world was paid more than his earnings for 8 months. Your first cry mingled with the scent of French champagne. You were only 4 days old when a song named after you was already playing on repeat on northern radio stations. None of this was your choice, but he had already chosen your childhood to unfold in a manner like a small town, complete with a colonial-style chapel, 3 sports fields, a stable for prize horses, and even an aviary, housing exotic birds your father bought at auction in Houston. You had everything a child could dream of, except the possibility of being ordinary. You didn't attend regular schools. Teachers would come to your family's estate to teach you. You didn't play with children your own age. The children who were with you were the sons and daughters of your father's relatives. Those children looked at you differently because they knew exactly who you were. Your earliest clear memories always involved those men. The men always carrying walkie-talkies, men on constant alert. The moment your father entered, everyone would immediately stand at attention. You were only 7 years old when they respectfully called you young master. When your father was around, he was very gentle with you, but always kept a distance. He always had endless business to handle, endless meetings, endless phone calls. When he spent time with you, he was generous and focused. But there was always a part of him that you could never reach. It was that part that made those men look at him with eyes full of absolute loyalty and suppressed awe. When you were 9, you finally asked him that question. "Dad, what exactly do you do?" Your mother was an elegant woman, always impeccably made up when she went out, only wore European designer brands. He told you he was a businessman in international trade. You were willing to believe him because you had to, but you'd already seen things. You'd seen people come in with suitcases, tapping them in closed rooms. You'd overheard hushed conversations you didn't understand, but instinctively knew could never be repeated. Your education was full of contradictions. On one hand, your father's obsessive demands that you study hard. "You must be smarter than me." He constantly repeated, "I grew up hitting reality. You need to learn from books." You had top-tier teachers, mastered English from a young age, studied advanced mathematics, and world economics. On the other hand, you also learned things not found in books. You understood that trusting anyone completely is dangerous. Naivety, you understand power isn't begged for, it's wielded. You know loyalty has a price, and betrayal has consequences. At 13, your father took you to your first real meeting. It was at one of his mountain ranches. You arrived by helicopter. 40 men were waiting. As soon as the plane landed, everyone stood up. Your father formally introduced you. "This is my son. He will one day take my place. You will respect him as you respect me." The men nodded in silence. You don't fully grasp the weight of this moment, but you can feel everyone's eyes, the heavy pressure they bring in that very instant. You're no longer just a child. You've become the heir. Around the same time, you met the accountant. He was in his 40s, a bit overweight, his eyes always held anxiety, wearing designer glasses, never far from his laptop. His father respected him greatly, not the respect one has for a subordinate, but a near reverence for the man, worth more than 40 guards. Your father later told you that the executors are essential, but knowing where every penny goes and how things operate without a trace is what makes someone truly irreplaceable. One afternoon, the accountant will explain his job to you. Try to keep it simple. Imagine this. Your dad runs a business that can't be reported, but the income can't be declared, or it'll cause trouble. So, I set up a chain of restaurants that only exist on paper, gas stations that are registered but never refuel, franchises that never open their doors. And then, I make all the income appear to come from these legitimate businesses. The authorities are checking the documents. Everything is perfectly legal. Are you saying this isn't exploiting a loophole? He smiled with deep helplessness. Of course it is, but this choice allows many people to survive, including me. Your adolescence is always clashing between 2 parallel worlds. You'll live with your mother in Austin for a while, shopping like all rich kids, watching games, attending parties. No one really knows who you are. You can experience what normal is like, you can go back to Greece. Then, you'll understand that normal was never an option for you. You return to the estate, back to the armored car, back to ever-vigilant escorts, back to what your status represents, an unshakable reality. At 15, you received your first luxury watch. At 16, your first car, a European SUV, costing more than 3 average homes. On your birthday, your father handed you the car keys and a self-defense tool. The car is for you to drive. He said, "This is so you can survive." You practice defensive techniques on private grounds. You have a natural talent, exceptional. But every time you pick it up, you know its real purpose isn't for fun. You begin to truly understand the family's voice. Your father no longer hides anything from you. He tells you the complete organization structure. At the top is his supreme authority. Below are heads in charge of different regions. Each region has action teams to run operations, but the power that truly supports the entire system is held by 3 key positions: security chiefs, transportation coordinator. The accountant isn't the first. You can't keep the business without the second. You can't move the goods without the third. Money is dead money, can't be laundered. You watch this up close, how the financial machine works. The accountant already has his own team, 6 people, in an inconspicuous office in Mexico City, working. They look like ordinary accounting firm employees. Professionally speaking, it's true, but their real job is to turn millions in cash into legitimate assets. They buy hotels, fuel franchises, chain restaurants, set up import-export companies. Money flows through over 20 jurisdictions, then back into the country. This financial choreography is so complex, even the tax authorities can't track it. A father teaches you to balance respect and authority, earning respect through fairness and generosity. Be awe-inspiring when necessary. The two must be precisely balanced. Only respect will be seen as weakness. Only authority. They'll betray you at the first opportunity. At 19, your father sends you to a private university in Guadalajara to study business administration. This is your public identity. An ordinary student from a wealthy family. You have classmates attending social events, and even a girlfriend. He believes your family is in legitimate trade, but you always have 2 discreet bodyguards nearby. Keep a 50-meter distance. Your car is bulletproof. They can't tell you change routes often. You never stay at the same address for more than 2 weeks. You're starting to realize being an heir means living in perpetual paradox. You have endless money, but can't spend it freely. People respect you, but you can't make true friends. You have influence, but no freedom. You can buy anything material, but you can't buy anonymity. You can go anywhere, but you can't go where you want to go most. An ordinary life. Your father starts including you in important negotiations. You meet the South American partners, elegant and well-mannered. Discussing scale is like talking stocks. You meet the North American partners, pragmatic and cautious, only asking for punctuality. No trouble. You watch the accountant present the financial report with numbers, just like a formal company meeting. Quarterly growth charts, detailed cost analysis. The only difference in profit forecasts is their business operates in a gray area. The price isn't money, but a life. You start actively participating in financial matters. Accounting teaches you the basic logic of capital operation. Shell companies to disperse accounts. False transactions between offshore companies. Your father is responsible for running the business. He tells you, "I'll handle turning profits into usable cash." Honestly, moving money is much more complicated than moving goods. Goods can be hidden, but money in front of governments with advanced detection systems must look completely legitimate. At 22, you've seen too much. You've attended meetings that decided others' fates, seen the consequences of breaking rules. You didn't act directly, but your decisions had heavy consequences. You started drinking yourself to sleep. First beer, then high-end whiskey. Your father noticed immediately. Be careful. He warned you. In this business, you can't have any visible weaknesses. Alcohol is something others can exploit. Bankruptcy. The accountant will show you some shocking numbers. The organization's annual revenue is about $2.5 billion. After deducting production costs, transportation, and handling, and security, the net profit is about $700 million. Of that, $350 million is successfully laundered into legitimate assets. The remaining cash is hidden in warehouses. buried in rural properties, waiting to be laundered. The problem isn't making money. The accountant looks at the spreadsheets and says the problem is how to handle the money. We have so much cash that some of it in warehouses rots from the humidity. Physical damage to banknotes. We lose millions every year. Sounds absurd, but it's true, so we have to keep operating. Money that can't be spent is dead money. Your life is absurdly unreal. Publicly revealed at 24, a young entrepreneur in real estate. With a formal staff, legitimate projects, building actual buildings. The truth is, these businesses, it's just part of a meticulously designed whitewashing system. You use shell capital to build housing districts, sell them to legitimate buyers at market price, and the money you receive is completely clean. A perfect cycle. But beneath the professional facade lies your real-life secret counsel, decisions that affect the fate of thousands, fragile alliances with other organizations, silent battles over territory. You're like the CEO of a multinational corporation, except your company operates in the gray areas. Your rivals won't sue you. They'll just eliminate you. You start questioning everything. Alone in Santa Fe's luxury apartment late at night. You wonder if you were born into a different family. Who would you be? What if your father was an architect, a university professor, or a regular businessman? You wonder if there's any way out, even if you wanted to leave. The answer is obvious: no, you were born here. You'll die here too. Your identity is your halo. Your rights are also your eternal prison. The accountant is trapped in existential despair, just like you. One bowl is too much, he confessed. Do you know what the most painful thing is? I'm genuinely talented. I could have been a multinational CFO. I could have taught at the world's best universities. But now I'm using my talent to be stuck on this road with no end in sight. I can't even quit. Because I know too much, I'm trapped. You watch your father age prematurely. At 53, he looks 65. Long-term stress, constant anxiety, a never-ending threat. He survived multiple crises. Almost all his childhood friends are gone. He still embodies the immense cost of being all-powerful. Etched into the deep wrinkles on his face, etched into his habit of scanning the room before entering. You realize this is your destined future. Maybe you have 10 more years, 15, 20 years of this. Extremely lucky. You can retire before you're targeted. Unlucky. You'll lose everything, or end up in a foreign maximum security prison. There are no good endings in this business, just less terrible ones. And the least terrible ending is living long enough to watch your own son follow you into it. Keep this endless cycle going. You're the heir. You were born into a palace, which is also a prison. You have everything except true freedom. You are feared, respected, but never truly understood. You are always surrounded by people, yet utterly alone inside. Every day you survive is just another day of your sentence. Your sentence began the day you were born and ends the day you die. This is a truth you cannot change. You are the heir to an empire built on sacrifice. You are a prisoner of a status that cost you everything. And the darkest thing is you're not even sure if you still want to escape, because this is all you know. This is your world. In this deeply twisted world, you have everything: wealth, power, prestige, but no choice.